Superman. What characters can beat him, okay? That is what we are going to be talking about today, okay? Listen, I wanted to make this video specifically for this Thursday because today is the day that I'm going to be seeing, at the time of this being published, is the day that I'm going to be seeing the new Superman movie. And I am ridiculously hyped, dude. It's been so long since we've gotten a Superman movie. Dude, we haven't gotten a Superman movie since Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. I need you to think about that. Like, people are still like, man, I want Cavill back. I just want a Superman movie. That's all I want, dude. I don't care anymore. Just give me something. I want to feel something. I'm sorry, that got like way too personable. But, no, in this video, as a way of celebrating it, similar to what I did for Doom the Dark Ages, where I did what characters I believe could beat Doomslayer and characters that I think he absolutely solos. We're going to be going through a lot of the most powerful characters in fiction. Everybody, from Goku, Godzilla, Mark Grayson from Invincible, to Thanos, and putting them up against Superman. And we are going to be ranking them on how likely or how much of a difficulty are they going to be giving my boy Superman over here. That is going to be the video. If that sounds entertaining, you please consider like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I think we're going to be able to do it only because of the support of you guys. And if we hit it, let's try to get 500,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6. Okay, we got some Q&As, we got some live streams we're doing, we got more uploads coming out. Some of you guys want Sunday videos, some of you guys want Tuesday videos. That's only possible with the support of you guys. There's no Patreon, there's a Discord, but there's no membership. Like, you don't have to pay to get a membership at the Discord. Just click the link down below. And with all that out of the way, if you want to support the channel, all you got to do, again, is hit the like button, watch the videos, and click that subscribe button to stay notified. Hit the bell icon, too. And with all that out of the way, let's get into characters that may or may not be Superman. Let's go. Brightburn from the movie Brightburn. Let me tell you something. This is a little prepubescent little turd of a thing, okay? I'm sorry. I really liked Brightburn. I thought the premise behind it was pretty good. And I'm gonna be real here. I think would actually do better now. Like, we're in a phase where, like, superhero movies either have to go so whimsical, like I think the new Superman movie is, or they have to go to almost like this post-modern version of superheroes, kind of like Invincible and The Boys, where it's like a gritty approach to how superheroes would work, because if you're going whimsy, you kind of have to compete with the MCU, and I think that's where the DCU is going to work, and I think it will work that way. But when we're looking at Brightburn, this was a movie where, like, hey, imagine if there was a Kryptonian that went to Earth, but it's actually meant to be, as they sent him to Earth to conquer us, very similar to how a Viltrumites would work. And they compare it to a relationship between a wasp and bees, where the wasp will grow up with the bees only to conquer them later on when it grows. And I think that's such a cool premise for a superhero. I really do. Like, I remember when this movie came out and they were like, Lex Luthor might have been right. And in that scenario, 100%. In terms of difficulty, the thing is that Brightburn has just about every power that Superman has, minus the freezing. Actually, wait, does he have freezing breath? Somebody's going to remind me, but that's not going to be a factor. But really, brother, he's a 12-year-old that has a weakened version of every single superpower that Superman has. And I think Superman is absolutely crippling this poor child, dude. I think he's strolling up to him, pimp-slapping him across the planet, and then he's telling him, hey, you want to talk? You want to talk? Come on, can we talk? Like, brother, like, stop. Like, I think he'll try to be wholesome, but I think if he has to, he's gonna be like, well, I know that's not me, that's not Superman. Okay, Superman is packing up this threat. I'm sorry. Probably no diff. Like, there's some characters that I think Brightburn would do well against, but I'm gonna say no diff because there's nothing that Brightburn can give Superman that he hasn't already taken from some other character. So I'm gonna put it in no diff. Omniman. Okay, when we're looking at Omni-Man and the Viltrumites thing, this is where I'm going to make some people mad. The Viltrumites absolutely decimate the Kryptonians in any other venue other than a solar system. No, wait. Let me think about this. How am I going to phrase this without pissing off the power scalers? If the Viltrumites invaded Krypton, they would stroll in there and absolutely decimate every single one of them, okay? The Kryptonians were more or less kind of basically normal people comparatively to how Superman is on the planet of Earth. Now, don't get me wrong. The problem with Superman is that Superman is such an overpowered character that has such a cleared hard counter. Like, obviously, if soon as the Viltrumites realize that the way that you beat Superman is with kryptonite, the Viltrumites would be able to get that kryptonite and would be able to beat him. That is the hard counter. And if you put the Viltrumites against the Kryptonians, the Viltrumites would beat the Kryptonians. 100%. 100% of the time, they beat the Kryptonians. The problem is when we're putting Omni-Man against Superman, I think he beats him. I think Superman absolutely decimates Omni-Man. I really do. Like, yeah, I don't think he lasers him in half. I think some of y'all are vastly overrating the laser eyes. And at least in some interpretations of Superman. And when you're doing Omni-Man, like, the thing that the Viltrumites have is, I would argue, their borderline regeneration healing factor. And what I mean by that is, like, they get more... Actually, no, that's only Mark. Ooh. I'm gonna put it in mid. I'm gonna put it mid diff. I was gonna go high diff, but I'll be real. I'm gonna save that for another character in the verse. But I'm gonna put Omni-Man in a mid diff battle because the reality is that I think it would be competitive. I think Omni-Man has better like martial tech. I think he has better fight IQ. The problem is that only takes you so far. Of course, if you give Omni-Man kryptonite, he wins, no diff. But if you have to give him that. So I'm going to put him in mid-diff. Iron Man. This is one of those characters where I'm just going to be honest with you. Batman with prep time is able to make it very competitive with Superman. And the problem is that when you're dealing with characters like Iron Man, like there was a debate that I was witnessing going on my For You page. And it was literally just, hey-o, I don't think Iron Man would be able to create an armor to beat Superman. 100% he would. 100% Iron Man would be able to create an armor to beat somebody like Superman with allocated prep time. Literally the moment Tony Stark realizes, wait a minute, he has a weakness to kryptonite? Really? I have infinite resources. I'm just going to take up all that kryptonite and I'm going to make a suit of armor specifically meant to hard counter him. And I'm gonna be real here, okay? We're talking about just about kryptonite. If you're looking at Superman Red Sun, oh my goodness, bro, if we're gonna use some Red Sun radiation, we're gonna be able to weaken him. I can see a scenario where Iron Man, honestly, with just that tech, is going to be able to make this extremely competitive. Now, like this normal Iron Man versus normal Superman, yeah, obviously we're looking at a no-diff battle. But I think the lines between, like Iron Man realistically could find a win. Realistically could get a win. But I'm going to put him in that mid-diff area, putting Iron Man above I'm going to put him above Omni-Man. Ever so slightly, I'm going to put him above it. Goku. Okay, you know what, Goku, guys, you can have it. You can have it. I'm not even gonna start a debate with y'all. I get it. Your guy's the most powerful person of all time. Oh my goodness, I'm just gonna slurp on it. Oh my gosh, bro, I'm gonna glaze it, do backflips on it. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, I'm sorry that Dragon Ball is objectively some of the laziest written narratives I've ever seen, and it gets made up for with amazing animation and goated final battles. But oh my goodness, dude, whenever I want to bring up a show that I like, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I think I've actually brought this up in list of types of people that I just don't like. I hate when I'm enjoying a show like Invincible and some greasy, bitsless, holeless, jobless motherfucker comes in here and says, how does it feel that your entire verse gets noticed by a C-level character in mine? What do you mean yours? You what's it? You don't own that. I'm sorry, dude. I'm venting right now, but some of y'all... Dude, I'm sorry. Goku power scalers are some of the most annoying. Your guy wins. I don't even care. I'm not even going to debate it with you. I'm going to put it... He would win. He would win. It's not even going to be competitive. I don't care. You know what? Let's say it's competitive. I'll just put Goku would win. He has a chance at winning. I'm going to put it in would win. I'm not even bothering in this debate. Godzilla. Dude, and here's the sucky part about the Godzilla thing. Godzilla actually already fought Superman in the comics, and Godzilla managed to win. But I'm going to keep it real with you, dog. Godzilla also got trapped in hell and was able to walk his ass out of it. So I'm going to be real here. I don't really want to do the comics interpretation of this one, because then I can make the argument, oh yeah, well, Superman can, power himself up by going through 100,000 suns and then basically making it so he is the BFG, the person, and then one-taps Godzilla. We could say that, but if we're going to do the monster versus Godzilla, okay, monster versus Godzilla, versus like any movie interpretation of Superman, I'm going to be real here. It's going to be high diff either way. It's going to be a high diff. But I do believe Superman's going to get it done. I do believe it, dude. I think it's going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. I think Superman's going to have to make this, like, there's going to be tons of collateral damage here. And I think people that want to say, like, Superman would demolish, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's the atomic breath, but I think the atomic breath he would... Ooh, would he, though? I don't know. I know somebody tried to say, well, the atomic breath is comparable to an atomic bomb. But I would say it's a different type of explosion, a different type of way of receiving that energy. I'm going to put him in high diff. I think that's fair. Homelander. Number one, every single Viltrumite, including Season 1 Mark Grayson, absolutely slimes and destroys Homelander. It's actually a debate who I think would win between Homelander and Brightburn. That's how easy I think this matchup is going to be. Okay? Just in truth, I think Superman walks up to Homelander. Homelander says some stuff he doesn't like, and he's like, wait, how do you have your superpowers? Well, I was an experiment. And being like, okay, that's it? Are you like part Kryptonian? No, I'm not part whatever you are. You're an alien. Oh, 100%. Let's just keep it real here. If Homelander versus Superman were to ever happen, 95% of that runtime is going to be Homelander talking to Superman. Like, oh yeah, are you here illegally? Like 100% that's how they're going to play it. I'm sorry. The boys' writers are going to find a way to write it in that way. And that's not meant to be the sop. It's just, okay, controversial take. The way The Boys does political commentary used to be super clever, but now it's just way too easy to predict. Like, I already know what the final season's gonna be! I can predict literally every single thing they're going to do in the final season, because the way that they do political commentary is so easy to predict, it's not even fun. It's not even that clever anymore. Like, you want to say, oh, well, The Boys has good writing because it parrots real life. Really? Is it? No, it's not. I wouldn't say it's clever. It's just very, very, like, it's not, man. I thought the political commentary that The Boys did in the first couple seasons was way better than what, I felt like last season was lazy. That's my take. That's really my take. I felt like the last season was lazy. That's my whole take on it. When we're looking at Homelander versus Superman, no diff. Literally no diff. I think Brightburn might put up a better fight, if I'm being honest. Emperor Mark. Okay, when we're looking at Emperor Mark, this is Mark Grayson, Invincible, by the end of the series of Invincible. And this is where things are going to become really interesting. Because by the end of the series, he is by far the most powerful character within the entire verse, okay? He is no longer getting beaten by literal D-tier level supervillains. He is getting in there, and he doesn't even really, like, he is the plot moving forward, okay? He is plot armor the character. And when we're dealing with that, the problem is it's not Goku level. Like, I think Emperor Mark would be able to make it fairly competitive against somebody like Superman. But again, we're dealing with a high diff. Like, no, him by the end of the series is a legitimate threat that could be taken seriously. But at the end of the day, it's not a would win. It is more of a high diff type of situation. Captain Marvel. No, Superman absolutely is sliming Captain Marvel. Not in that way. He is loyal to Lois. I choose my words very poorly that time. No, and it's like, no, Captain Marvel's powerful. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, this is one of those matchups where literally everything that Captain Marvel can do, Superman either has a counter for or is just better at it. Like, no, I would probably say Superman could just speed blitz Captain Marvel. Like, Captain Marvel moving at her very quickest is still, like, barely 10% of how fast Superman can go. Superman is coming in there, absolutely destroying Captain Marvel. Even, like, her plasma... I wouldn't even think that Plasma Blast are really going to be doing much, if I'm being honest with you. I think we're dealing with a low diff level scenario. And the problem is unless you give her kryptonite, there is no hard counter that she has. At least you could say with Iron Man... I think Iron Man, I'm allowing Iron Man some level of, okay, he would be able to figure out red sun radiation very quickly. I'm going to put him in mid-diff. But when we're looking at Captain Marvel, it doesn't matter how much prep time I'm giving Captain Marvel, she does not win. If I gave Iron Man infinite prep time, he would win. He would win. Maybe I do put him in would win. Maybe I do. If I gave them all infinite prep time, I don't think this list changed outside of Iron Man. You know what? Am I going to do that? If it is infinite prep time something I'm going to give? Yup, I'm going to give it. Yup, I'm giving it. You know what? You know what? That's better for the debate of the channel. It's better for the debate. Captain America. Not for him, though. Captain America gets slimed. He just does. Absolutely gets like, ooh, maybe I don't do infinite prep time, because then ooh, I've kind of fucked it up, didn't I? You know what? We'll give some level of prep time, and depending on how the IQ of their character, that's going to be the limiting factor. I don't think Captain America is going to be able to do it. Even if you gave him a kryptonite shield, I don't think he does. I really don't. Because it's like, Iron Man's not powerless around kryptonite. Like, he's still somewhat of a threat. But at the same time, I'm gonna have to move some people around. Oh my goodness, I am absolutely jostling my brain right now. I'm putting Captain America, no diff. Let's just keep it real. There ain't shit that Captain America's doing, and I'm moving Iron Man down to. You know what? I'm moving Iron Man down to bottom of high diff, because there is that threat that he would be able to figure it out. He 100% could win. He could win. It's not a would win. That's the word. That's what I'm gonna do. Metroman from Megamind. What if I told you that the only reason that Metroman could possibly lose to Superman is if Metroman just lost motivation? Metroman, I'm not even joking. Metroman, unironically, absolutely decimates Superman. I'm just gonna, 100%. Okay, no. So, Metroman's speed is so absurd that I saw a power scaler do it, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. When you're trying to scale how fast Metroman is, you literally have to compare him to characters that would be speedsters. Is it quite the Flash level? No. But the fact that he's even in any level of comparison is insane. Metroman would win. Metroman would actually beat Superman. No, I want you to think about, there is no weakness to Metroman. There literally is not a weakness to Metroman. At best case scenario, it's a stalemated matchup till the end of time. But the problem is when we're looking at Metroman versus Superman, bro, I'm sorry, Metroman would just win. The only chance really that he has is that if Metroman just gets bored halfway through and just decides to go retire to be a music star. I'm not kidding. Would win. Doomslayer. Every single time I bring up Doomslayer, this is the problem that we run into. Doomslayer literally cannot be killed. Literally cannot die. And if he does, he's just going to come out. The problem isn't that you can't get rid of him. The problem is that there is no afterlife to hold him. Heaven doesn't want him. Hell doesn't want him. He breaks out of every afterlife you bring him into. Okay? And even in his own universe, he is a multiversal threat. Okay? He beat the multiversal god of his universe. Okay? Resurrected God to beat him. And God resurrected himself in the image of the Doomslayer because of how powerful he was. At the end of the day, I do believe, I'm sorry, Doomslayer would win. Because Superman is ultimately, he'll take him out a few times. The moment the Doomslayer on his, 7th run back realizes, oh, he has a weakness to kryptonite. And then, dude, he literally can make his own ammo from the sheer aura of himself. Iron Man, no. Doomslayer, in theory, could manifest kryptonite, weaponry. I'm not even kidding you. That is something that he could, in theory, do once he figures it out. Doomslayer would win. Scarlet Witch, speaking of manifesting. What I'm about to say about Scarlet Witch and why Scarlet Witch will win is the same reason why I say Adam Eve would win. Because they literally have a level of molecular manipulation to the atomic level where, I need to say this, they can take any type of matter and restructure it into any other type of matter. This is what that means. She can literally make kryptonite out of thin air. Same thing with Adam Eve. Okay, the only limiting factor on Scarlet Witch is that you could, in theory, speed blitzer. You could do that. Adam Eve, even if you speed blitzer, she has the ability of resurrecting herself. So Adam Eve is a guaranteed would win, and I'm going to put Scarlet Witch in probably I'm going to put it at the tippy top of high, because she is vulnerable to getting speed blitzed. Other than that, I think she would win. If she has a slight amount of time to literally make, Oh, and don't even get me started, like the fact that she can modify organisms on the molecular level. She could literally make Superman into a normal person, in theory. I'm going to put Scarlet Witch in high diff. I am. I'm going to put him in high diff. Thanos! Let's just keep it real here. Superman's absolutely clowning on Thanos. In any other scenario, then he has a full Infinity Gauntlet. Okay? In any other scenario, Superman is going in there and destroying Thanos. I think maybe he would have a little bit more trouble. Actually, no, because Captain Marvel was about to beat Thanos. Dude, you know what? I'm gonna do some flip-flopping here. I'm moving Captain Marvel up to mid-diff, and I'm moving Thanos into low-diff. Yes, because Captain Marvel was about to beat Thanos until Thanos had to resort to using the Power Stone to one-tap her. Okay? And even then, we didn't really one-tap her. She still survived that. But no, Thanos is in low-diff. Unless you give him a full Infinity Gauntlet, then no. Unless you give him a full Infinity Gauntlet, then no. I know somebody's going to be like, well, maybe Kryptonite. And it's like, maybe. But it's like, no. I'm going to put it in low diff. Low diff. Iron Man's going to be the pain in my side this entire time. Because I already know what the argument for Iron Man is. It's like, why are you giving Iron Man Kryptonite? You're making a good point. Do I keep... I've committed 2 more. I got to put him there. Batman! This is the thing. Because I have a mutual, and it was, he was breaking down that, like, even Batman with prep time canonically loses more times than he wins. So the prep time argument is kind of overrated. But then you're getting into the problem, it's like, yeah, no, if you, like, Iron Man can make a weapon to beat Iron Man, Iron Man can make a weapon to no-diff Superman. And Batman has been proven that he could at least make a weapon that makes him comparable to Superman. I'm going to put it, honestly, again, high diff right next to Iron Man. That is the argument, especially if you're doing Arkham Batman. If you're doing Arkham Batman, where he already has kryptonite weaponry. Ooh, wait, is that what we're going to do? Arkham Batman? Ooh, if we're doing Arkham Batman's a would win. Arkham Batman is a would win. 100% chance he already has kryptonite weapons. 100% chance he already has kryptonite weapons. There's no way. There's no way he doesn't. I'm putting it in would win. I'll put him in would win. Sun Wukong. I hate whenever... Dude, Sun Wukong is such a frustrating character to do in these Would You Wins because a lot of the stuff around him is either misunderstood or is, like, very tough to do. Because even in the story of Journey to the West, he loses to a lot of mid to high tier level Demon Kings that I do believe even Superman would be able to beat. And he does lose. He does actually lose some conflicts. That's the problem that we're going to come into. But he could, in theory, make a clone of Superman and have that Superman face him because he's a shapeshifter. But then there is a limit to the types of clones that he can do. He can do 72 different transformations, and obviously none of those are going to be a version of a Kryptonian. So the problem is when we're looking with him, he can make copies of himself. That's tough, actually. That really is tough. I think this is a high diff level matchup. I do. This is a high diff level matchup. I think that's valid. I really do. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Ghost Rider. This is where the confliction is. This is where, because Ghost Rider is a cosmic level threat, okay? I'm sorry, like, he made a deal with the actual devil in the MCU. Not Mephisto, no, the actual devil, okay? Cosmic level threat. Okay? And we're talking about the Pennant Stare, which would be the move that you're going to be using on Superman. Does the Pennant Stare work on Superman? Does it? Does it, though? That's the toughness, bro. I'm just going to be real. That is going to be the tough argument, dude. We have... You know what? I'm sorry. Every single person in the high tier, I'm going to move Iron Man down. I have to move Iron Man down. There's too many people in high and would win that some people got to move down because the one after this is also going to be a tough one. You know what? I'm moving Iron Man down to mid-diff, and I'm going to be moving Ghost Rider. Okay? Ghost Rider. That's a high diff level matchup. High diff level matchup. And I'm going to be moving one more because I don't want more than 5 in each tier. It just makes it easier. I'm going to move Scarlet Witch up to would win. Okay? And we got one more character. Sentry from the Thunderbolts. Now, Sentry in his base form as Sentry, that's probably a 50-50 matchup that I will lean on Superman. If you're introducing Void, which is a cosmic level threat in and of himself, then you kind of have to give the edge to Sentry. Sentry plus Void, okay, you're kind of leaning in favor of Sentry here. The problem is we're going so 50-50 on both that I think this is a perfect high diff level matchup, okay? High diff level matchup, and then when you're getting into the other incarnations of Superman that you have to break into, that's where it's going to become a little bit more complicated. But when we are looking at Sentry versus Superman, I'm going to be real. I think we're looking at a high tier level matchup, and then it's very contingent on whether Void is going to be used. But in that argument, did Sentry actually beat Superman, or did Void plus Sentry beat Superman? I'm going to put it in high diff. And there you go. Those are characters that I think would and couldn't beat Superman. That is going to be the video for today. If this video was entertaining, please consider like, comment, and subscribe. I will try to give you my opinions on the Superman movie within the next couple of videos. Check it out on here or the other places. Link's going to be down below, I believe. And if you were entertained by this, again, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's try to get the 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year. 500,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6. That is the goal, and that is only possible with the support of you guys. And with all that out of the way, I hope to see you in the next video. Adios, guys.